News Services Division of All India Radio presents a glimpse into the year gone by.
As the new year approaches, it seems like every year is dubbed a year like no other. But 2019 has truly been one of its kind, consisting many firsts in the country and abroad. It was a year of victories and defeats, heroism and heartbreaks, achievements and turmoil.
As we stand at the cusp of a new decade, let us rewind and revisit the major developments of the year that was in the world of politics, business, science, environment, culture, and others.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं।
जिस दिन इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा, उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे, सिवाय खंड 1 के।
Parliament makes instant triple talaq a criminal offence after passing Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Successfully injected Chandrayaan-2 in the defined orbit.
Members of our new One Nation government have an overwhelming mandate from this election to get Brexit done. We will honour that mandate by January the 31st.
Elections, historic and transformative decisions, besides landmark court verdicts, kept India on its toes in 2019.
The year has been remarkable for Indian politics. It started with the Narendra Modi-led NDA government sweeping back to power in a landslide victory, securing 351 of the 542 Lok Sabha seats. There were many firsts in BJP's remarkable feat. It was the first time that a non-Congress party took over at the centre for the second term consecutively. Also, Narendra Modi became the first non-Congress Prime Minister to return to power after a full 5-year term. Congress could manage only a distant 52 seats and hence it was not eligible for the title of Leader of the Opposition.
National Democratic Alliance leader Narendra Modi was sworn in a grand ceremony at the end of May.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा.
Along with him, a 57-member council of ministers, including 6 women, also took oath.
In assembly polls, the Jagan Mohan Reddy-led YSR Congress party wrested power from Telugu Desam party's Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra Pradesh.
The ruling Biju Janata Dal, led by Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, returned to power in Odisha for a record 5th term in a row.
Sikkim Krantikari Morcha President P.S. Gole took over as Chief Minister of Sikkim, ousting former Chief Minister Pawan Kumar Chamling of Sikkim Democratic Front, who ruled for over 24 years.
The BJP saw a landslide victory in Arunachal Pradesh, with Pema Khandu assuming the chief ministerial post.
In the month of October, political chaos of unprecedented level unfolded in the state of Maharashtra after assembly poll results. The BJP and the Shiv Sena broke the nearly 3-decade-old alliance after disagreement over the chief ministerial post. It led to a long delay in government formation and imposition of president's rule in the state.
Eventually, Maha Vikas Aghadi, comprising Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress, formed a coalition government in the state with Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray taking oath as the chief minister.
In Haryana, though, the BJP managed to retain power. Incumbent Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar was sworn in for the second time, while Jananayak Janata Party leader Dushyant Chautala took oath as deputy.
While it has been an eventful year in
आर्मी, एयरफोर्स, कमर्शियल पायलट, ये सब पुरुषों के एकाधिकार के क्षेत्र थे। आज महिलाओं ने एकाधिकार का क्षेत्र पुरुषों का तोड़ा है।
If China dominated the global economy for 30 years on the strength of its low-cost manufacturing, then India's capacity will be a hugely expanded band of that middle class whose purchasing power is going to attract the world to India.
पूरी दुनिया को महिलाओं के लिए धन्यवाद करना चाहिए, क्योंकि महिला न केवल समाज को चलाती हैं, परिवार को भी संभाल।
The year saw several path-breaking decisions to enhance dignity and empowerment of citizens of the country. The Constitution 103rd Amendment Act 2019, providing 10% reservation in government jobs and educational institutions to economically weaker sections of general category, came into effect on the 14th of January.
Muslim women were freed from the shackles of a regressive practice when Parliament made instant triple talaq a criminal offence on 30th of July with the passing of the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2019.
मैं मारिया फरहत मोदी सरकार को बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद देती हूँ कि उन्होंने मुस्लिम महिलाओं की इस बहुत बड़ी समस्या को समझकर उसका समाधान निकाला है, उसके लिए कानून बनाया है। ये उनके हक के लिए बहुत ही बेहतर कदम है।
NDA government took a giant political and constitutional leap on the 5th of August by abrogating Article 370 of the Indian Constitution that gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said revocation of Article 370 was a well-thought decision.
आर्टिकल 370 और 35A ने जम्मू कश्मीर को अलगाववाद, आतंकवाद, परिवारवाद और व्यवस्थाओं में बड़े पैमाने पर फैले भ्रष्टाचार के अलावा कुछ नहीं दिया। अब व्यवस्था की ये कमी दूर होने से जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख के लोगों का वर्तमान तो सुधरेगा ही, उनका भविष्य भी सुरक्षित होगा।
The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill 2019 got presidential assent on 9th of August, reorganizing the state of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir with legislature and the Union Territory of Ladakh without legislature. The bifurcation came into effect on 31st of October, coinciding with birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
On 31st of August, the much-awaited final list of the National Register of Citizens (NRC) was released in Assam. Names of 3.11 crore applicants were included in the final NRC, while 19,07,000 were excluded. The Supreme Court mandated and monitored exercise aimed to identify Indian citizens living in Assam, a state marked by illegal migration from Bangladesh.
November brought one of the most important and anticipated judgments in India's history as the Supreme Court settled the long-pending Ayodhya land dispute case. In a unanimous verdict, a 5-judge constitution bench headed by the then Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, ruled that the entire 2.77 acres of the disputed land at Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh will remain with the central government and be handed over to a trust for the construction of a temple. The court also directed Centre to allot a suitable 5-acre plot to the Sunni Waqf Board for building a mosque at a prominent place in the holy town.
The government brought the Citizenship Amendment Bill in the winter session, which was passed by the Parliament on the 11th of this month. It made illegal migrants of 6 communities from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan who entered India on or before 31st of December 2014 eligible for Indian citizenship. The communities are Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis and Christians. The next day, President Ramnath Kovind gave his assent to the bill, turning it into an act.
On the economic front, A number of people-friendly measures were taken this year. The Union Cabinet on 2nd of January approved the scheme of amalgamation for merger of Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank with Bank of Baroda to create a strong, globally competitive bank.
Later on 30th August, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the merger of 10 public sector banks into 4 big banks to make the country a $5 trillion economy.
Solidly present, well consolidated, energized, adequately capital endowed banks will now operate to target our 5 trillion economy and give the necessary support for the banking facilities required by our customers.
In a significant move, on 20th September, a new provision was inserted in the Income Tax Act with effect from financial year 2019-20, which allowed any domestic company an option to pay income tax at the rate of 22% if they do not avail any exemption or incentive.
The year saw a resurgent and confident India giving a powerful message of zero tolerance towards terrorism. The Indian Air Force conducted an airstrike on the biggest terror camp of Jaish-e-Mohammed (JEM) at Balakot in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in the wee hours of 26th February. The strike came days after the Pulwama attack on 14th of February that claimed the lives of 40 CRPF personnel. Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said it became inevitable to carry out a preemptive strike against JEM in Balakot.
In this operation, a very large number of Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, trainers, senior commanders and groups of jihadis who were being trained for Fidaiin action were eliminated.
The following day, Pakistan Air Force attempted to target India's military installations. In the ensuing aerial engagement, India shot down one Pakistan aircraft F-16. However, the country lost one MiG-21. An Indian Air Force Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman was taken into custody by Pakistan.
After a suspenseful wait lasting days, Wing Commander Abhinandan returned home on the 1st of March.
Across the world, terrorist attacks also peaked in 2019. In the deadliest attack in New Zealand's history, at least 50 people were killed and over 20 injured in shootings at 2 mosques during Friday prayers at Christchurch City in March.
Terrorism again reared its ugly face in the month of April, when Sri Lanka was hit with a series of suicide bomb blasts at churches and 5-star hotels during Easter services, claiming over 250 lives. The ISIS claimed responsibility for the attacks.
The Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, continued its successful space exploration, making notable accomplishments this year.
ISRO successfully launched a student satellite, Kalamsat, and an imaging satellite, Microsat-R, in January, marking its first launch of the year.
In March, India emerged as a space superpower by becoming the 4th country in the world after United States, China and Russia to acquire anti-satellite missile capability. Under Mission Shakti, the Prime Minister assured the international community that India's capability is purely a defense initiative for its security.
हमने जो नई क्षमता प्राप्त की है, यह किसी के विरुद्ध नहीं है। यह तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहे हिंदुस्तान की रक्षात्मक पहल है।
India's historic second expedition to the moon began with the successful launch of Chandrayaan-2 to explore the uncharted south pole of the celestial body by landing a rover. On the 7th of September, India attempted to make a soft landing on the south pole of the lunar surface. However, minutes before lander Vikram of the lunar craft was expected to touch down on the surface of the moon, the ground stations lost communication with the lander. ISRO chairman Dr. K. Sivan confirmed this.
Vikram lander normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometer. Subsequently, the communications from the lander to ground station was lost.
floods and heat waves shattered records this year.
One of the strongest tropical cyclones to hit the Indian subcontinent in decades, Fani, struck the eastern coast of the country, killing over 64 people.
Torrential rains unleashed its fury in Maharashtra and Gujarat in the month of August. Over 50 people were killed in Maharashtra. 32 lives were lost in Gujarat.
Pollution has been one of the biggest global environmental challenges of the present time. To tackle the air pollution, the central government unveiled National Clean Air Programme (NCAP) in January this year.
In his Independence Day speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a clarion call to eliminate single-use plastic.
During the Climate Action Summit held in New York in September, Prime Minister announced that India is going to increase energy produced from non-fossil fuels.
हम भारत के फ्यूल मिक्स में नॉन फॉसिल फ्यूल की हिस्सेदारी बढ़ा रहे हैं। हम 2022 तक रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में अपनी कैपेसिटी को 175 गीगावाट तक ले जा रहे हैं।
16-year-old environmental activist Greta Thunberg, who inspired millions of people the world over to protest climate change, was declared Times Person of the Year.
The world's largest religious and cultural human congregation, Kumbh Mela, was held at Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh from 15th of January. The 7-week event began with the holy dip at Sangam, the confluence of 3 rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and mythical Saraswati. The event formally concluded on the 5th of March. Over 24 crore devotees took holy dip in the Kumbh this year.
This year, the 9-day-long Golden Jubilee edition of International Film Festival of India, IFFI, returned to the golden shores of Goa. Bigger, brighter and inclusive for all.
The spectacular star-studded 9-day festivities saw 200-odd screenings, masterclasses and in-conversation sessions. Isabel and Madeline Huppert was conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award at the opening ceremony. Veteran actor Rajinikanth was conferred the Icon of the Golden Jubilee Award for his outstanding contribution to Indian cinema. 6 best films of superstar Amitabh Bachchan was also showcased in a separate Dada Saheb Phalke Award retrospective section.
Several eminent personalities from the field of art, literature, music and cinema left us for the heavenly abode this year. They are legendary music composer Khayyam,
करोगे याद तो हर बात याद आएगी.
veteran theatre personality Girish Karnad,
ये चिट्ठी अपने हेडमास्टर को दो.
Headmaster?
सुनो. Sir, I beg to inform you that my son W.S. Swaminathan of the first Form A section was assaulted in a fanatical rage.
actor-writer Kader Khan, actor Viju Khote, stuntman and director Veeru Devgan, actor Sri Ram Lagu, veteran actress Vidya Sinha, and eminent Hindi author and poet Krishna Sobti.
The year was also marked by several major milestones.
On 25th February, Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicated to the nation the National War Memorial near India Gate in New Delhi. On 19th of March, former Supreme Court Judge Justice Pinaki Chandra was appointed as the country's first Lokpal.
In his 6th consecutive Independence Day speech, the Prime Minister announced appointment of Chief of Defence Staff to integrate all 3 services, the Indian Army, the Air Force and the Indian Navy.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's week-long visit to the United States was the highlight of September, culminating in his address at the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The historic Howdy Modi event at Houston in Texas drew the attention of millions, where US President Donald Trump shared the stage with the Prime Minister in a rare gesture of friendship.
Speaking at the event, President Trump said they're working to eradicate radical Islamic terrorism.
Both India and the United States also understand that to keep our communities safe, we must protect our borders.
Mr. Modi was also conferred the Global Goalkeeper Award for his Swachh Bharat Abhiyan by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The year marked the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi on 2nd of October. Several programs were organized across the country to mark the celebrations. In November, the historic Kartarpur corridor between India and Pakistan was operationalized to mark the 550th birth anniversary of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. The corridor connects the Dera Baba Nanak Shrine in Punjab with Darbar Sahib at Kartarpur in Pakistan.
On the economic front, the country moved 14 places to 63rd position among 190 nations in World Bank's Doing Business 2020 report.
A host of significant events in 2019 kept the world constantly engaged.
May commenced with accession of Japan's Emperor Naruhito to the chrysanthemum throne, marking the beginning of a new era in the Japanese timeline, the Reiwa era. His accession came following abdication by his father, Emperor Akihito, who became the first Japanese emperor to abdicate his throne since 1817.
The month also saw a huge diplomatic win for India in its fight against terror. Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar was designated as a global terrorist by the United Nations in May.
This year, large anti-government protests, some peaceful and some not so peaceful, took place in several parts of the world, including Algeria, Britain, Catalonia, Chile, Ecuador, France, Hong Kong, Iraq, Kazakhstan and Pakistan.
Anti-government protests rocked Hong Kong for months since June over a controversial bill to allow extradition to mainland China. The extradition bill was withdrawn in September, but demonstrations continue.
A years-long hunt for the elusive ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi came to an end this year with his death in a US military operation in northwest Syria.
The 2019 Nobel Prize for Economics was jointly won by Indian-American Abhijit Banerjee, his wife Esther Duflo, and Michael Kremer of the United States for their experimental approach to alleviating global poverty. On 10th of this month, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed received this year's Nobel Peace Prize for helping in ending his country's 20-year war with Eritrea. The never-ending deadlock over Brexit looks to be over after the ruling Conservative Party led by Prime Minister Boris Johnson was handed an overwhelming mandate by the British people in snap general elections this month.
I am forming a new government. Members of our new One Nation government, a people's government, have an overwhelming mandate from this election to get Brexit done, and we will honour that mandate by January the 31st.
The Brexit turmoil in the British Parliament saw Boris Johnson replace Theresa May as Prime Minister in July.
This month, Finnish Minister Sanna Marin became the world's youngest Prime Minister at the age of 34.
A momentous turn in US politics came earlier this month when Donald Trump became the third US president in the history after Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton to be impeached by the House of Representatives. The House voted on charges of abuse of power and obstructing Congress. President Trump is accused of attempting to pressurize Ukraine to announce investigations into his Democratic political rival, Joe Biden.
Women dominated sports events this year, winning several accolades and breaking gender barriers. In football, the United States won its record fourth FIFA Women's World Cup title after defeating Netherlands in the finals at France in July.
The United States of America are crowned champions of the world.
England lifted their maiden ICC Men's World Cup trophy in July, beating New Zealand in a nerve-wracking final of the 12th edition of the world's biggest cricketing event.
World Cup champions 2019 for the first time, England!
India, considered one of the favourites to win the tournament, crashed out of the World Cup after losing to New Zealand in a nail-biting match spread over 2 days due to rain. At home, national record holder Duti Chand became the first Indian women track and field athlete to clinch a gold medal at the 30th Summer University Games in Italy.
Indian sprinter Hima Das won 5 successive gold medals in different meets across Poland and the Czech Republic in July within 20 days.
6-time world champion MC Mary Kom also claimed the gold medal in the 23rd President's Cup after defeating Australia's April Franks in the 51-kilogram bout final in Indonesia.
Ace shuttler PV Sindhu became the first Indian to win gold at the BWF World Championship held in Basel on 25th of August.
Sindhu becomes the first player from India ever to win gold at the World Badminton Championships.
She defeated Nozomi Okuhara in the summit clash to clinch the honours. Para-badminton player Mansi Joshi also created history by securing gold at the BWF Para-Badminton World Championships in August.
In November, India hosted the first ever day and night pink ball cricket test at the iconic Eden Garden in Kolkata. The men in blue defeated Bangladesh by an innings and 46 runs in the match.
Earlier this month, the World Anti-Doping Agency banned Russia for 4 years from participating in global sporting events.
Every ending brings a moment of pause, a moment when one looks behind in contemplation at the road behind us. What has passed is now history, but what lies ahead is a new journey.
As we come full circle, let's hope for a better future and a brighter tomorrow. Let's together envision for new beginnings, new possibilities, and a prosperous world in the new year.
2019, a glimpse into the year gone by. Written and produced by Swati Rakheja, narrators Tanvi Khurana and Vaibhav Srivastav. Production assistants KP Singh and Ashwini Kumar. This program came to you from the News Services Division of All India Radio.